What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I want to get into some quotes from the press conferences from today. Garrett Wilson talks some Aaron Rodgers. Steelers without a star player potentially this week. Let's get into it. All right, so Garrett Wilson spoke to the media, and one of the things he was asked about was Aaron Rodgers, and this is what he had to say.
How much have you talked with Aaron, or what's that relationship been like since he left?
I ain't talked to Aaron since he left, so wish him the best this season. Yeah, but we ain't chopped it up since he left.
Garrett and Aaron Rodgers have not spoken since Aaron Rodgers has left the New York Jets. Not surprised in any sense of the word. Sauce Gardner also said something very similar. Garrett, I don't think, is ever going to be someone who goes out of his way and says something controversial. I don't think he wants to give anyone bulletin board material, but kind of obvious they weren't seeing eye to eye at the end, and Garrett Wilson now teams up with Justin Fields. We'll get to that quote in a little bit on him talking about Justin Fields. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh now. Garrett's like, hey, wish him well, but no, we don't really talk anymore, which is fine. I think based on how, again, things ended between the two last year, kind of anticipated, right? Garrett also gave a great answer about being named the captain. Let's take a listen.
And as far as getting, graded a captain by my teammates here, it was, I've had some accolades since I got in the league, but this is the one that's going, I'll probably tell my kids about first, right? And that just comes from the last 3 years here. I'm not the most outspoken guy. I'm maybe not the blueprint of a leader when it comes to a captain, but to know that the guys still appreciate the way I go about things and that they respond to what I do say, it means the world. And man, I just want to go out there and play good ball to make sure that they feel good about what they did, man. And this is an exciting season for me.
I love that he talks about the accolades, and he won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he's gone over 1,000 yards, and he's been a Pro Bowler, and the whole thing. But he's like, no, I'll tell my kids about the being named captain first by his teammates. When I talk about football players who have their heads on straight and are just really great people, Garrett Wilson is at the top of the list. I think that, one, his performance on the field, he's one of the best players the Jets have. And then number two, the type of person he is. That's why I've been advocating for Garrett Wilson to be a captain for a couple of years now. And I think he is extremely, extremely deserving. And it's abundantly clear that his teammates respect the hell out of him. And he's going to be here for a long time. He just signed a contract extension this past offseason. The same thing with Sauce Gardner. And Garrett should be someone who is wearing the C on his chest every year. And, there's guys on the offense and defense and special teams who get to do it. Garrett's one of those guys. So could not be more thrilled that Garrett Wilson is here for the long term. And I just thought it was such a good answer from him, and the type of person and leader he is, it needed to be talked about. It's week 1 of the NFL season. My sleeper picks are in. Take a look over here. I like Aaron Rodgers to be under his total in passing touchdowns. I think Breece Hall goes higher in his receiving yards, and I also like Justin Fields higher in his rushing yards. You can now get 1,000 times your money with Sleeper. Get in on the fun while you can. Sign up using promo code O'Leary and don't miss any of the action. When asked about Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson had this to say.
I mean, it's awesome, man. Just to see that look on his face, one that I recognize, that I've been seeing. Obviously we had a little hiatus there, but since college, and knowing what that looks like when he's locked in, man, and you can feel it. The way he addresses the team, all that, it's starting to come back to me. I remember this from
He's locked in. I love that. Look, he loves Justin Fields. Garrett Wilson's obviously a huge fan of Justin Fields. They went to college together. He's the quarterback now. I think Garrett being here, I think, is a big reason why Justin Fields ended up as a part of the New York Jets. But something I've said multiple times this offseason, I'll reiterate again now. You may have questions about Justin Fields being the long-term answer at the quarterback position. I, too, have those questions, but there is no doubting that he's beloved by his teammates. I think he's a great locker room guy, and that's not ever gonna stop. And people always go to bat for him. I hope for his case and for the Jets' case, I want them to have the best season they could possibly have, and that would be with Justin Fields having a career year. I'm rooting like hell for the kid. But at the absolute bare minimum, good teammate. There's never going to be an issue with any of the other players, and that is definitely something that I could appreciate. I think Harrison Phillips is quickly becoming one of my favorite players on the Jets. I just love anytime he's spoken to the media. I just feel like he gives great quotes. This is another great quote on Aaron Rodgers.
Pride yourself on being a cerebral player. You're
Correct.
going against a quarterback who's very cerebral.
Probably the most cerebral there is.
Yeah. So I was going to say, what kind of challenge is that going to present?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever played. I've been a fan of his in my career. It's been amazing to go against him. I think as competitors, I think most people want to go against some of those type players. You wouldn't want to go to the Super Bowl and have to play all their backups. You want to, what do they say? The bigger the dragon, the bigger the hero, the better the story. And so, we got a really good football team over here, and we've got some answers in place that I hope can make him patient.
I love this guy. The bigger the dragon, the bigger the hero. What a damn quote. I love this, Harrison Phillips. There was another one that I'm not going to share, but I'll talk about on here because we'd be here all day if I played every single clip from the press conference. But he was talking up Quinnen Williams too, and just how awesome it's going to be playing next to him. And he thinks he's all pro potential and one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. I think Harrison Phillips is going to be a stud. I really do. Now, to the point where he's a Pro Bowler, to the point where he's one of the best interior guys in the league. No, but we always look at guys on the Jets who are like unsung heroes, similar to John Franklin Myers when he was here. I think he was an unsung hero for many years. And, he leaves and some fans are like, he was just a dude, just a guy. They can get over it. And the defense was not very good against the run. They missed having a player like that. And I think Harrison Phillips is going to be this. Not going to put up flashy numbers with sacks. Just going to do a job, clog up the middle, stop the run, be a solid starter on this defensive line. While we're on the topic of defensive line and specifically interior defensive line, there's kind of a big storyline going on right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cam Hayward missed practice today. He wants a new deal, and there was a quote from earlier in the week from him on a podcast. He was asked if he'll be playing this week, and he said, "We'll see." I think, Mike Tomlin made it pretty clear that he anticipates that he'll play. But if he's not there at practice on Thursday, I would say in jeopardy of missing week one. I mean, he very well could end up getting a deal in the next, couple of days before the regular season starts. But that is a really good football player. He's one of the, 5 best defensive tackles in the league or interior defensive linemen in the NFL. I know he's up there in age, but he's just so consistent. He's so consistently good for a long time. And, with no Elijah Vera Tucker and the line getting shifted around with Tippmann to right guard and Simpson comes in and is going to be the guy who's starting at center, not having to go against Cam Hayward makes it a little bit easier. Not having to go up against their first round pick, Harmon, who's already been listed as out for this game, would be a big benefactor for the New York Jets. So this is something I think we definitely have to keep an eye on this week. And if we get any more information over the next couple of days, I'll be sure to let you guys know in a video, because him not playing, this is one of their better players on the defense and one of their leaders too. He's been in Pittsburgh forever. He's relied upon a ton, and not having him in the lineup would be huge for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we'll see, obviously, from there. But just wanted to come on quick and let you guys know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.